Hi everyone, hope you're doing well from wherever you're watching this channel, depending on a time zone. Now, President William Ruto soon will be coming to seek for his re-election as the President of the Republic of Kenya. Of course, there are certain regions that the President will be banking on, since there are other regions that supported him, but seemingly going forward, they are not going to vote for Ruto for obvious reasons. And with that, one of the regions that is being targeted by the president heavily is Western region. In this country, we have two major regions or tribes that you must consider when you are either in government or in opposition. The most popular ones: the Gema community and the Mulembe nation, the Luhya. So we have the Mount Kenya region and the Western region. And so, since Mount Kenya region seemingly is not with Ruto, the target will be now Western region. You will need to have one of the two. If you don't have your election, or if you are targeting an election, I think you will be wrong. So Western region is targeted. That's what I'm trying to say here. But as we don't target Western region, their leaders is banking on. One of them, Musalia Mudavadi, Wetangula, Oparanya, Francis Atwoli, among others. Then it comes a question from the Mulembe nation. What has these leaders been able to do for the people of Western region? Are they worthy? Wetangula is struggling to answer that question. In an attempt to prove that indeed he is helping the Mulembe nation, he actually ended up exposing the president and his government. There's the issue of employment in this country. Nepotism, favorism, tribalism, you can name all of them. There are many questions about that. And so Wetangula was trying to prove a point that he has been able to help certain individuals to get unemployment. He talked about one of the young people he helped to become an assistant chief, and how he helped. He even went further to talk about, now this is where he really exposed how he was helping senators by taking them to the president and members of parliament to get Teacher Service Commission letters. And when they get these TSC letters, he has never heard of these leaders being gifted. Unajua Western ukifanya kitu mzuri, kwa mfano kwa Waluya, utasikia wanakupea kuku. Hata maskini atajaribu sana atakupea kuku, just to thank you. Hajawahi sikia hiyo hata moja. Reason behind it, he said they are selling those letters at the highest bidder who can give as much as 400,000 and above. I want to listen to Wetangula, then we'll go deeper into the discussion.
Senator akisema nikipata barua, hizo barua anawaletea mimi ndio humpatia. Na sijawahi kusikia kwamba senator amepatia mtu barua yenye nimempa na huyo mtu amemshikia kuku. Sijawahi kusikia. Na watu yangu mimi, kuna watu wengi nimewasaidia hata kutoka kwenu. Kijana anaitwa Wanyama wa kwa tulimpa assistant chief juice, na alikuwa mmoja wenu. Hakuna siku moja kwa miaka hii yote ninaweza kusaidia mtu nitarajie kwamba atakuja kunisaidia kwa kunipa mali yake. Hiyo si uongozi. Lakini najua kuna wabunge wetu wengine na wapeleka kwa rais, anawapatia kila mtu barua kumi za walimu, unasikia wameuza. Sasa kama mtu hajiwezi, wewe ni night nurse vile huyo mama alisema, na unamuuliza 1400 umpe barua ya walimu apatie mtoto yake, hiyo pesa atatoa wapi? That is immoral, na hatuwezi kukubali uongozi kama huo. Hatuwezi kusaidia kila mtu. Lakini hata huyu mtu mlemavu amekuwa hapa, alinipigia akasema nina shida, nikamsaidia. Ile ninaomba, mimi si mtu wa kusaidia wewe alafu kila mahali ukipita hiyo suti amevaa mimi ndio nilinunua. Hapana, mimi si mtu kama huyo.
Now, I want us to continue with our panel and discussion, but before we dive deeper into that, I have a quick and very humble request. For those who are watching the channel and you have not yet subscribed, please consider subscribing. To our returning subscribers, I must say thank you so much. And again, to all our viewers, please give this video a thumbs up. Thank you so much, and back to our discussion. Now, Wetangula is trying by every means possible to prove that he is helping his people, to prove that they are in this government, to prove that they can have a say, to prove how he can take people to the president. But at the end of the day, this is a president who said he's coming in for the hustler, the poor, raise them from bottom going up. Is that one of the ways of doing so? If a letter will land in the hands of a leader who is going to ask for 400,000 Kenyan shillings to a family that cannot even raise a meal a day, but they have a graduate, who will get that chance? If not, someone who is not a hustler and not from the bottom family. Yes, looking at it in the other way, before we go to the real point, you would see that, okay, by President trying to giving out these letters, though he's breaking the law, one of the ways these leaders would have used them properly. Kama utaenda kwa president upate letter 10, it was to target now the poor of the poorest in the society. Wakati mwingine wabunge wao wanaenda kwa matango, unasikia marehemu aliacha familia hawana mbele na nyuma. Kuna kijana amejaribu pale akasoma, yeye alitrain kama mwalimu, lakini hawana mbele na nyuma, and they are orphans. What if you give one of the letter to such a family that yule jamaa apate hiyo kazi to help the family? Kuna watu maskini, and these are the people that Wetangula was talking about, that unajua ukipea mtu kama huyu barua kama hiyo, lazima watakuja kwa ofisi yako, najua Waluya, hata kama amebeba tu kuku, to say thank you. Not to pay, but to say thank you. That now being a Luya. Hatujawahi ona maneno kama hayo. Kwa nini? These are rich people who will get these letters. Na maskini hatawahi pata. So such a scenario of someone coming with a chicken to say thank you, it will never be seen anywhere. But then we ask questions. Is this the right government we should have, whereby now there will be equality of application of law to everyone? Of course, if you check, like what I said in the previous video, Article 237 of our Constitution talks about the issue of employment of teachers under Teachers Service Commission, the independent constitutional commission. They have duties and responsibility, and one of the core functions include according to article that I've said, training teachers. They register and train them. They recruit and employ. They register teachers. Assign employed teachers to a public school or institution. Promote and transfer teachers. They exercise disciplinary control over teachers. Terminate the employment of teachers when necessary. These are duties and responsibilities of that body. President anakujia wapi hapo? Mbunge anakujia wapi? Speaker anakujia wapi? Ndio maana watu wengine hawatawaipata kazi. He talked about a chief, a sub-chief who he helped. Now, under article is it 223 stroke 234, article 233, I think if I'm right, and article 234, it empowers Public Service Commission to handle public service appointment, which then it is delegated to the authorities, so the authorized office in the Ministry of Interior. Sasa hapa natafuta chief, sub-chief, tukisonga hiyo. Anasema alisaidia kijana kupata hiyo kazi. Hata kama hangesaidia, lazima kungekuwa na mtu angepata hiyo kazi. Angesemaje? Because sub-chief huwezi toka kwingine, lazima akuwa anatoka a locality hapo. Requirements ziko. And through that ministry, watu wafanya application. Imagine you go and apply, but because so and so helped Wetangula for campaign, he's close to so and so, they will get the job. Na wewe utawaipata in as much your credentials ziko sawa. Na ni mambo rahisi tu kutaka kuwa sub-chief ama chief. Minimum qualifications for assistant chief. At least wanasema ukue of 30 years of age. Kwa 30 years. Residence must be a local residence of a specific sub-location. Uko unatoka huko. Skills and clearance. Wanasema good communication skills, a basic certificate in computer applications, and a valid police clearance certificate. Upata tu hiyo. Alafu uko umepata at least a minimum of C- kwa KCPE. Sorry, KCSE. Hiyo tu or an equivalent of that imetosha. Sasa yeye unahitaji mtu akusaidie or you just apply alafu upate on merit. So, hii serikali ni ya kujuana. Ukijuana utapata. Kama hujuani hautapata. Cha pili, ukuwe na pesa ununue kazi. Kama uwezi hauna.